The relationship ended, and the person felt that it was necessary for them to press charges against me for not disclosing my HIV status.
Robert Suttle has been living with HIV since he was 24 years old.
I was eventually convicted in 2009, which resulted in me spending 6 months in a Louisiana prison.
There are many people that live with HIV in our state in a state of fear based on how these statutes are currently worded.
The current Missouri HIV criminalization bill has the same language as the one Suttle had encountered in Louisiana. Right now, the bill states anyone who knowingly transmits HIV to another can be charged with criminal offenses, even if they're taking precautions to prevent transmission.
I felt that I disclosed as best as I thought I could. I was absolutely taking antiretroviral treatments from day one when I received my diagnosis. There's antiretroviral treatment for the person living with HIV, and then there's also PrEP, which is for people who are HIV negative.
Lynn Meyercord with AIDS Project of the Ozarks and Representative Crystal Finelli say now is time to revise the bill to reflect current science and medical resources.
Between the prevention medication and the medication to suppress the virus, people basically aren't contagious. That's huge. That's a huge game changer.
HIV has become a manageable disease. We've been able to forestall the progression of HIV into AIDS. When we were drafting criminal statutes, we were drafting them at that time under the impression that the transmission of this disease would almost certainly result in a fairly swift death. But that is no longer the case. Right now in our statute, if you engage in a knowing transmission of HIV, the punishment is an A felony, which is what we give for first-degree murder.
If I kill somebody, which I'm not planning on, but if I do, how I will be charged depends on my intent. Basically, if I'm HIV positive and I have sex with someone, I can potentially be arrested because there have been legal cases in this state where folks have gone to jail even though they told their partner, they broke up, their partner got mad. It turns into one person's word against the others in court. It's not that way with this HIV criminalization law. It doesn't matter if you were taking steps to prevent infection in your partner, you can still be charged with a crime and still end up in jail. Let's say I'm positive and I want to leave the relationship because it's violent and unhealthy. And my partner says, if you leave me, I'm going to tell them you didn't tell me you were positive and you could go to jail. And I know these sound kind of far-fetched, but they're not. They have happened in this state. If I'm positive and I know that, and I am not in medical care and my viral load is not suppressed, and I am not taking any precautions to keep my partner from getting HIV, those folks will still be held accountable. So that's the really important piece here. We're not just saying, woohoo, you know.
Meyercord says the bill is so outdated, not many cases fit the language of the bill anymore.
If someone's positive, they can get on treatment, they can become virally suppressed. They're no longer a risk to public health. It's unfair to the folks who are positive and working on improving their health and also not transmitting the virus to others. And it's also a waste of resources.
Part of this bill hopes to change those incentives and encourage people to get tested and know their status so that this disease does not get unnecessarily spread.
It is a person's living with HIV, their status is sort of being used as a way of sort of holding something over their head in a way of sort of twisting that person's arm to, you know, to bend to whatever. So it doesn't serve us living with HIV to be subjected to these criminal laws, which further stigmatizes us and demonizes us. So this is very dehumanizing experience. So much has changed over the years. However, these HIV criminalization laws have not. So I just encourage people to not live in fear, and I encourage people to become educated about HIV. Before you can understand HIV criminalization, you have to understand HIV.